Good morning, students. Let's start with the line coding techniques for the digital transmission. Some of the topics may be the repetition for A division students. That may be okay. Binary data can be transmitted using a number of different types of pulses. The choice of a particular pair of pulse to represent the symbols 1 and 0 is called line coding, and the choice is generally made on the grounds of one or more of the following considerations: presence or absence of the DC level, power spectral density, particularly its value at 0 Hz, bandwidth, bit error rate, performance. This particular aspect is not covered here, but it will be covered later. Transparency, that is the property that any arbitrary symbol or bit pattern can be transmitted and received. Easy to clock signal recovery for the symbol synchronization. Presence or absence of the inherent error detection properties. Line coding is the mapping of binary information sequence into a digital signal that enters the channel. Example: 1 maps to plus a square pulse and 0 maps to minus a square pulse. Line code selected to meet the requirements, that is transmitted power, power consumption, how much power will be consumed per bit, then the bit timing, transitions in signal help the time recovery, bandwidth efficiency, that is excessive transition ways between the transmission of the bits, low frequency content. Some channels block low frequencies, long periods of the signals between plus A and minus A, so that will lead into the droop in the signal. Waveform should not have the low frequency content. Error detection, that is the ability to detect the error, helps for calculating the bit error rate. The complexity and low cost is the code of implementable in chip at high speed. There are different formats of the line coding like unipolar, polar, bipolar, Manchester and differential Manchester. Let the data to be transmitted be 1010111100. The different formats of these schemes are as depicted in the figure. Unipolar signaling, also called as on-off signaling, is a type of line coding in which the binary symbol is represented by the absence of the pulse for the bit symbol 0 and the other binary symbol denoting 1 represented by the presence of the pulse. So that is the mark. The two of the common variations of unipolar signaling are non-return to 0 and return to 0. So coming to the unipolar non-return to 0 pattern as shown in the diagram, in unipolar non-return to 0, the duration of the mark pulse, that is the presence of the bit as 1, is equal to the duration of the 0 pulse of the symbol. The advantages of unipolar pattern are simplicity in implementation, does not require a lot of bandwidth for the transmission, and the disadvantages are presence of a DC level, contains low frequency component that causes the signal droop, does not have any error correction capability, does not possess any clocking component for the ease of synchronization, and it is not transparent. Long string of 0 causes the loss of synchronization. So this is about the unipolar non-return to 0. Now we'll come to the unipolar return to 0. In unipolar return to 0, the duration of the mark pulse is less than the duration of the 0 symbol. Typically, return to 0 pulse fill only the first half of the time slot, returning to the 0 for the second half. This is being shown in the diagram representing the same data transmission. The polar signaling. Polar non-return to zero signaling, a binary 1 is represented by the pulse G1 of t and 0 is represented by the opposite, that is G0 of t is equal to minus G1 of t. Polar signaling also has NRZ and RZ forms. Polar non-return to zero, the advantages are simplicity in implementation, no DC component involved, and the disadvantages with polar non-return to zero is continuous part is non-zero at 0 causes the signal droop. Does not have any error correction capability. Does not possess any clocking component for the ease of synchronization, and it is also not transparent. Coming to the polar non-return to zero. As shown in the figure, the return to zero signaling represented in a reverse way, that is G1 of t is represented and G1 of t is represented by the bit 1, the binary 0 with the opposite pulses. That is, if 1 is starting from positive to negative, then the 0 will be starting from negative to positive for half of the bit duration. The advantages again remains the same, that is simplicity in implementation, no DC component involved, and does not have any error correction capability, does not possess any clocking component for the ease of synchronization. And this is one disadvantage is occupies the twice of the bandwidth that is required for non-return to zero. Bipolar signaling. So in bipolar signaling, it is also called as the alternate mark inversion coding. Uses three voltage levels, that is plus V, 0 and minus V, to represent the two binary symbols. Zeros as in unipolar are represented by the absence of pulse, and 1 are represented by alternating voltage levels plus V and minus V. Alternating of the mark level voltages ensure that the bipolar spectrum has null at the DC and that the signal droop on the AC called the lines are avoided. The alternating mark voltage also gives a bipolar signaling a single error detection capability. Like the unipolar and the polar cases, bipolar also has the NRZ and RZ formats. The advantages of bipolar: no DC component, occupies the less bandwidth than the unipolar and the polar, does not suffer from the signal droop, possesses a signal error detection capability, clock can be extracted by rectifying the received signal. The disadvantage is it is not transparent. Then coming to the last pattern, that is Manchester coding. The transition at the center of the every bit interval is used for synchronization at the receiver. Manchester encoding is called self-synchronizing. Synchronization at the receiver end can be achieved by locking on to the transitions which indicate the middle of the bit. It is worth highlighting that the traditional synchronization technique used for unipolar, polar and bipolar scheme, which employs a narrow bandpass filter to extract the clock signal, cannot be used for synchronization in Manchester encoding. This is because the PSD, that is power spectral density of Manchester encoding, does not include the spectral line, that is impulse at symbol rate 1 upon T0. Even rectification does not help. The advantages of Manchester signaling are no DC component, does not suffer from the signal droop, easy to synchronize with, and it is transparent. Disadvantage is because of the greater number of transition, it occupies significantly large bandwidth, and also it doesn't have any error detection capability. These characteristics make the scheme unsuitable to use for the wide area network. However, it is widely used in local area networks as Ethernet token rings. One maps to half of the first T by 2 duration and minus 1 by 2 for next T by 2 duration. 0 maps to minus A by 2 for the first half and A by 2 for the next half interval. Every interval has the transition in the middle. Timing recovery is easy and uses the double the minimum bandwidth. Simple to implement, used in 10 megabits per second Ethernet LAN cables.